how can I get Pandas to run faster? How can I get it to analyze my data faster? And how can I get it even to read data in from the disk faster? These are questions that I'm asked all the time, no matter where I am. And so in the latest Bamboo Weekly, which asks questions about programming jobs in the United States, based on data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, I ask you to open up their Excel file in Pandas and take a look at it. But in order to take a look at it, we'll need to read it in. In order to read it in, it might take a while. So will it take less time if we limit the columns? Well, I'm going to import pandas as PD. I'm going to set the file name. I'm going to say here df equals PD of read Excel. And I'm going to say, here's the file name. I'm just going to read the whole thing in. And then I also specify here, we need to specify a few things are going to be nan values. Normally things like nan, NA, and missing values are specified as nan. But I can also say NA values equals and give it a list. So star, double star, and hash mark, all of these. Now, how long will this take? I can already tell you. It is going to take over 1 minute to read this in. And you might say, a minute? Well, you might be saying a minute, that's not that long if you're working with huge amounts of data. But for most of us, taking a minute to read in the data actually is kind of annoying and does take a long time. And this is partly because the Excel file is 80 megabytes in size, partly because maybe we're asking for the NA values, and a lot of it has to do with the engine that's being used behind the scenes that's reading it in and turning it into a Pandas data frame. It just takes time. Surprisingly, it takes a long time because Excel is a binary format. It already says these are integers, these are strings, these are dates. And so none of the sort of guesswork and translation work that Pandas typically needs to do with a CSV file needs to happen here. But I did some testing. I see that it takes a little over a minute. I think I've been talking for about a minute now. Let's see, it should be done soon. And then when it is done, I can just say, well, how big is it? df.shape, and I'll find out how big it is. And I can also ask how, it's going to come up in a moment. And I can also ask how much memory does it use. I can say df memory usage, deep equals true. And I have to say deep equals true because if I don't do that, it's not going to go off into Python strings and figure out how big those strings are. There we go. So it took a while. A little over a minute. The shape is 413,000 rows, not that much, and 32 columns, a little above average maybe. And the memory usage will come back as a series, so I'm just going to sum that up. And it takes up a total about 317 megabytes. So you might say, okay, 317 megabytes, it makes sense that it will take a long time to load up. How could I limit the columns that it loads? And the answer is I could say use calls equals, and then I can pass it a list of strings. And those strings are going to be the columns that I want. So I'm just going to copy these in here. And I'm going to do a little action with my apostrophe over here. So I'm going to say I only want these columns. Now, when you read in a CSV file, if you specify the columns, we know that it's going to take less memory. I mean, we'll check that in a moment. But shouldn't it take less time? And the answer, pretty shockingly, is no. I mean, I've done this a whole lot in preparation for this video, and I can tell you that even when you specify which columns are going to be loaded, it still takes that minute. From what I can tell, it's reading in the entire Excel spreadsheet and then just dropping whatever columns we don't ask for. Now, I've done a little investigation of this as well, and in theory, maybe you could use a different engine to load in the Excel file, but I wasn't able to find any that worked on XLSX files, these modern files, and would work, was compatible with my system. Maybe it's just me. But basically, it will still take about a minute to load in. And when that is finally done, the shape will obviously be the same. The memory usage, at least that, will be lower. So there is a benefit here to loading up less. That is true, and that is great, and we should definitely work on that. So in a few seconds, that'll come up, and we'll see how much memory it's using or how much less memory it's using. We can even do a little division here. We can say, how much memory out of this was it actually using? If I remember correctly, it's about 40%. All right. The thing is, this is maddening, right? It's maddening sitting here waiting for it to load. And is there another option? Again, Excel is a binary format. It should be as fast as it possibly can be. But it isn't. It isn't, because over the last number of years, a new type of binary form has come out. In fact, oh, here we go. It came out with its result. We'll just come, right? So it's about 40%. So limiting the number of columns does not speed up the loading from Excel, but it does obviously reduce the memory we use, which does, of course, affect things. So what I started to say is there are two new formats that came out thanks to the Apache Arrow project. Apache Arrow is all about creating a data structure in memory that can be used by things like Pandas. And so it's used by Pandas. You can also use it with Apache Spark. You can also use it with Polars. Apache Arrow is an amazing, amazing backend. I'm not talking about using a backend here in Pandas, although you can do that experimentally. But what I am saying is the Apache Arrow project created two new binary file formats, Feather and Parquet. Maybe it's Parquet, I pronounce it Parquet. And those basically do what Excel does. The question is it going to be faster? So I'm going to say here df, and I'm going to say to feather of, and I'm going to say here temp my data.feather. And I'm going to do %time it. I want to know how long does it take on average, if it does it a whole bunch of times, to write that data with Feather. And I'm going to do the same thing here with Parquet. Well, that was fast. And it turns out that it took 61 milliseconds, 62 milliseconds to write it. And it wasn't just writing it once. It was writing it 70 times. And here we go. It takes 138 milliseconds to Parquet. So first of all, that's pretty impressive. That's way, way, way faster. You could argue, wait, that's just writing the data. It's not reading the data. We'll see that in a moment. And if I do it ls minus lh of temp my data dot star, we're going to see here that the Feather data is 13 megabytes and the Parquet data is 2.8 megabytes. It's the same data. They're both binary formats. The basic difference is that Parquet is, as we can see, compressed and Feather is uncompressed. So Feather will typically take less time to read and write, but it will use more space on disk. All right, let's see how long it takes to read it in. So I'm going to say now time it df read, oh, sorry, that would be pd read feather from temp my data dot feather. Now again, it's going to read it in. How long will it take? How long will it take on average? I promise you this is exactly the same data that took us a huge amount of time to read before, over a minute to read before, 36 milliseconds. Shocking, right? Shockingly fast. And also read Parquet. If I do that, it's going to be pretty similar. A little longer, but not much. Right? We're going to see it also comes back almost instantaneously after timing, 40 milliseconds. So what is the upshot here? The upshot is we always like to think of Excel. I think of Excel as not the best format, but not a bad format because it's binary. It keeps our D types. It keeps us kind of sane. But it turns out that loading in from Excel can take a long time, regardless of how many columns you're reading in. And so, if you want to save yourself a ton of time and make Pandas that much faster when you're reading and writing data, switch to Feather and Parquet ASAP. These are stable, these are useful, these are binary, these are cross-platform, and these are cross-language. They will save you tons of time and allow you to get on with the business of analyzing your data and not sitting around waiting for you to read and write it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll be back real soon with lots more about Python and Pandas. Thanks for watching.